He's Steph Curry, the Golden State Warriors guard. Let's talk about this flopping stuff. You don't do it, do you?
I'm not very good at it. Let's put it that way. Coach Nelson, my rookie year, he was big time teaching, selling calls and having an act on the floor, try to get the benefit of the doubt when the ref has to make a decision. So he was a big proponent of it.
Does somebody teach you how to flop in the NBA?
We actually had about a 15 to 20-minute drill in training camp my first year in the league, selling charges and selling calls in practice. So that's the most instruction I have. I guess it just comes with experience and knowing what calls the refs are going to give you.
Who comes in to teach you how to flop or sell a call?
Well, it was just our head coach, Don Nelson. He was out there with us. We had the mat down, taking hits from all sorts of angles and selling it.
Who's the biggest flopper in the league, Steph?
That's a good question. I don't know, man. You see it. You're watching the playoffs. The Clippers. I guess they have a lot of guys who are smart. I call it smart. I don't know. I don't think it's a big problem. I call it smart. You have to be able to. There's so many different plays in a game that you have to be able to get the benefit of the doubt most times, and when you can not violently sell a call, but you have to be able to really sell it and use your voice, use your body language, and all that kind of stuff to get the call.
Yeah, but if the commissioner comes out on national TV and says he's got a problem with this, there is a concern about flopping.
Like plays, where it's off the ball, where you have guys running down the lane in transition, and I think I saw Steve Blake one time take a charge on somebody from the Nuggets. I don't know who. I think Al Harrington coming down the lane just off the ball. It's something that has nothing to do with the actual play, and you're just taking contact and falling and yelling, and the ref doesn't see it out of the corner of his eye. He sees you flying on the ground, and you force him to make a call. That's a different situation. But on the ball, it's hard to really tell what's not contact, what's too much contact, and so you have to try to have an advantage there.
Steph Curry, the Golden State Warrior guard, joining us for the Dan Patrick Show. If you let's handicap these two series. You got Oklahoma City now against the Lakers. The styles of these two teams. What do you think will be the big reason why the winner advances here?
I'm going to Oklahoma City just because they've been playing so well. James Harden's been such an X factor all season off the bench, especially late in games in the fourth quarter where they can put him in pick and rolls, get him to his left hand, and really attack. There's not many people that can guard his size and strength. So, unless Paul Gasol and Andrew Bynum play the way they did, I think it was Game 6 or Game 5. Game 5, I think, in their series with Denver. If they can play, averaging 30 and 15 together, or even more than that, the whole season series, they can sneak one out. But I don't think they can rely on Kobe to go for 30 plus every game and kind of get them out of that.
What's it like to guard Kobe?
Well, I don't have to do it, so
but did you ever get switched over and then you got him and then you go what?
Yeah, you try to just make it hard for him to catch the ball where he knows where his sweet spots are. Granted, he's got a lot of them on the court, but you just try to front him and get the ball out of his hands and hope your teammates have your back on the other side. So, he's gonna make some tough shots. You can't get deflated. That's the biggest thing. You might play great defense on a possession, but he comes up with some creativity to get a shot off and knocks it down. So you got to be able to just brush that off and go back at him again.
We had James Harden on Friday. He said that Kobe would trash talk and say that you can't sit at the big boy table here. You can't sit at the lunch table with him. He's not good enough yet. What's he say to you? Did Kobe take time to give you some smack?
Well, not too much. I mean, we have some good games up in the Bay Area with the Lakers Warriors rivalry, but he does like to pick on guys who haven't established themselves as young guys or whatever you might call it. So,
give me a for instance. What did he say to you?
I guess my first preseason game against the Lakers, we played down in L.A. we did get a switch, and I had to guard him in the post, and he basically took his big hand and grabbed my kneecap so I couldn't front him, and right in front of the refs. And I'm kind of arguing, trying to get the call because obviously it's an offensive foul in my book. But they look at it as an all-star, 5-time champion against a rookie, and I have no shot when the ref's staring me right in my face, and he's definitely hooking me in the post, and I have no option to go through there.
Did you whine? Did you cry? Did you say?
Oh, of course. I tried to flop.
It all comes back to flopping stuff. And I blame Duke. I blame Duke basketball with all these these flops.
You go to that. I think, man, that's the charge situations where if you take the hit on the chest, I mean, they do it a lot, so they're in that situation a lot more than other teams.
Well, wait a minute.
Because of the way Coach K teaches defense.
Your brother goes there. Did they have a class in flopping at Duke?
They have a nice film room, so maybe they utilize that for that. I don't know, but they are pretty good at it.
What are you doing with Sprite during the off season?
Sprite is doing a great program, refurbishing community centers and courts across the nation. They're taking votes. You can go to SpriteSparksParks.com. Say that 3 times fast, and type in your product, the codes on products that you buy from Sprite, and vote for a community center in your area to receive a grant from Sprite, and they'll come and refurbish your court with new rims, surfaces, backboards, nets, and obviously, that's a great way for kids to grow up and have a safe place to play basketball and have a nice facility. So Sprite's doing a good job with that. They just donated $25,000 to Brookdale Park out here in Oakland, about 5 minutes from our arena where we play. So it was a good program, and they're doing it all over the country.
SpriteSparksParks.com.
Yes, sir.
How's your ankle?
Ankle's good. I had my surgery 2 weeks ago. I'm bouncing back pretty quick. Obviously, I have a whole summer to try to get this behind me once and for all, and have a healthy season next year. And we made some changes and have a good team coming back. So hopefully I can be healthy and be a part of that. So just taking my time and using the summer wisely.
Good to visit with you again, Steph. Enjoy the off season. Thanks for joining us.
I appreciate it, DP.
All right. SpriteSparkParks.com. Good thing that they're doing there.